things are here. All things are here. Why be sentimental about nature? It doesn't need you to be, nor for you to save it. Save yourself. Be your own inner nature. Evolve as nature does. Not out of the belief that to save nature is to avoid your own death. Death is coming. Or not, actually. Maybe we simply evolve out of here. It's not a question of is this real or not, because that's not interesting. It's the story itself. By the time we found out that I was sick, I was very far along and I had to have some real deals of operations. Do you want the pictures of my leg and my bone scan? Have I given those to you? I was lying in a body or sitting in a body that I had been told was, faulty and was kind of eating itself and very, very fast, and there was 3 months. I had had a very, very painful operation on my leg. So basically they'd sort of cut out the middle of my leg here and fixed a whole lot of beautiful big machine in there, and every step is painful. Every step is painful. Remember, Louise, you were sick, knackered, not fit for consumption, cut up, swelled out, and then someone you paid stapled up the long line of leg closed. You were reassembled, give or take, not eaten, put back on your feet to hobble into the sunset. You lucky bastard! Oh. That's me doing yoga with my little beanie on. Okay, that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. With my first leg, not this leg I have now, my first prosthesis. It was very good. That was a good leg.
What happened to that first one again?
It got an infection and it had to get taken out. My pillow had just started to be full of hair because my hair was falling out, and I really felt totally miserable inside with myself and very unhappy. And I had to go to the toilet, so I got my crutches, always a big adventure, all the way down to the loo. And I remember I was sitting on the toilet and I don't know how to explain it. It's just that moment where you actually understand that you are kind of ending. And I remember I sat there and I said, I'm so lost, I'm so lost, I'm so lost. Please help me, please help me, please help me. I don't know who I was talking to. I don't know. Then I came back through the house, and I remember I was still crying a little bit, and I was got my crutches, And as I walked into the bedroom, the first thing I noticed as I crossed the threshold was that the light of the room had the most incredible kind of silvery. The air was like water. It was the strangest and most beautiful thing. It was holding me up, and it was like making the sound. It was like all around me, and it really kind of, I don't know, supported me. It was like being in water. It just felt like I was completely held. And then a voice just spoke very, very clearly, and the voice just said, everything's going to be fine, hold on to me, I'll pull you through. And at the end of that voice, there was this, again, another kind of vibration, but it started to move up my body. It was like a scan, and it started at my toes, and it was like, and I guess because I was a little kind of crazy at that point, I just thought it was another crazy thing. I don't know. But that next month, when they did a scan on me and I was completely clear, that's when I started to think, okay, well, that must have been because of that. Because suddenly the doctors were thinking, this is very strange and weird, and So to go from February, where it was stage 4, to
May, where it was clear, was quite strange. And it never came back or anything. A couple of years later, I was introduced to a woman called Pam, who had had a similar experience and doctor to mine, and we had friends in common. Her cancer had spread into her bones, and she was dying. And for 9 months we were friends. We were besties for 9 months, and then she died. I remember one day I took her to have radiation at the Vincent Pallotti Oncology, and she went in, and I was sitting there in the waiting room, and it just felt so awful. And I remember looking around, and I felt really kind of sad about how we humans understand our lives, you know. In the middle of all of that, out of the corner of the room, these beautiful, like, white beings kind of were swimming in the air. They were long and like pure white, like radiant light. So this gorgeous face comes like right in front of me, and it just goes boff here in my heart. And as it went like that, my heart exploded, and it was burning, and it was like aching, and it was running down my hands. My hands became really, really hot, and this being just said, just use your hands, you know, and off it went. And Pam came out, and I got Pam in the car, and we drove back to her house, and I got her into bed, and she said to me, Lou, you seem very different, what's up? And she listened to the whole story, because that's the lovely thing when you're in liminal spaces, you know. We were both not really attached to the real world in a invested way at that point. I told her the story, and she was like, gosh, that sounds interesting. Do you want to use your hands now? And so she laid down a little bit more comfortably, and I put my hands on her. After about 5 minutes, I took my hands off, and she looked at me and she said, Lou, I think I know what this is for. And I said, what, Pam? She said, I think it's so that people are not afraid. So what I want to say is, like, all that big drama, you know, that nearly killed me. Funny, huh? Nobody has to believe your stories. That's not the point. The point is that we listen, and as we listen, the possibilities open for us. That's all it's about. You don't have to believe each other.